Hi everyone, thanks for joining. My name is Catherine and today is week 4 of our 6-week chair yoga series for strength, stretch, and stability. If you missed the past 3 weeks, no worries, you can start here and continue in any order you choose. It is helpful to go back to the first week if you're just starting your practice. It may be helpful as an introductory week, but you can mix these weeks in any way that works for you. In this class today, we're focusing on upper body mobility and strength. So if you have a couple light weights at home, today I have a 2-pound dumb weights with me, that could work. If you have a higher weight, up to maybe 5 pounds, that might feel good for you. Or even just some cans or water bottles might be enough to add a little extra weight for the shoulders. If you have blocks or something of a similar height to yoga blocks, you could use 1 or 2 of those today. If you don't have any of that accessible, no worries, I'll give other options as we get to those points in the practice. Also, this is great if you're working at a desk. So if you're in jeans or other clothes that are not yoga wear or workout clothes, no worries, especially since it's upper body. Any type of clothing that you have on should work for this practice just fine. Make sure that the chair that you're sitting in is sturdy so that you're not rolling around. There's no need to have a yoga mat, but if you are on a chair, just make sure there are no wheels or anything that's slipping and sliding underneath. And we are good to get started. So grabbing anything that you need, you could pause the video here to help get yourself set up and then join back as we start to connect with the breath today, maybe softening the eyes. You might close the eyes fully, or you may just choose to soften the gaze down. You might have the palms facing up or down, or even resting down by the sides of the chair. Wherever you are, start to just notice the feet connected to the earth. Notice how the spine feels here. Maybe you're rolling forward a bit. Maybe you're arching the back. Find a couple movements to find what feels nice in your back and stable here. And then we'll just pause for a couple breaths. Maybe you take the hands over the heart or the abdomen, noticing and feeling the length of the breath. Noticing maybe the attitude of your mind today as you come into the practice. Without trying to change or fix anything, just observing without judgment. And if it feels good for you to set an intention here, you may choose to set an intention or an affirmation, repeating it to yourself 2 or 3 times in the present tense. If nothing is coming to mind for you, that's okay too. With the next breath, we'll take a big inhale, opening the eyes if they're closed. Open the arms wide to the sides, and then on the exhale, bring the hands into the heart. Keeping the neck nice and tall and neutral. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms out to the sides, wide. Exhale, bring the hands into the heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, bring the hands back in. Starting to warm up the shoulders a little more. We're going to take I'll mirror you. So you're going to take your right hand to your heart and take the left hand to come to touch your opposite shoulder. So if you're on the opposite side, it doesn't really matter. We're going to do both sides. So keeping the torso still by keeping the hand across the chest, we'll take the left hand to the shoulder. Bringing the gaze with you, we're going to open the arm out to shoulder's distance all the way to the left. Moving nice and slow, we're going to bring the hand back into the shoulder. Watch as you travel in, and then slowly start to make your way down a little lower. Come back into the shoulder, and now continue a little bit lower. Just like you're climbing a ladder with your arm, we're going to continue down all the way until the fingertips are pointing towards the floor. For you, that might be a different length. If it's a lot on your shoulder, feel free to keep as much of a bend in the elbow. You don't need to have the full length here or the full movement. Once you're reaching the fingers down towards the floor, we're going to work our way back up. So slowly, with intention, reach the hands wide, bring the hand back in. Reach wide, bring the hand back in. Find your breath as you do this. So find a breathing pattern that matches the movements. Coming all the way back to shoulder height. Come back in. Make sure the torso's not swinging or moving with you. Now we're going a little higher than the shoulder, so that the fingertips are pointing up towards the sky. As the fingers reach up towards where the wall and the ceiling or the sky meet, depending on where you're practicing, start to come back down the ladder, back to shoulder level. So we've gone all the way down to the floor, all the way up to the sky. Now we're making our way back down to shoulder level. Once the left arm is extended out to shoulder level, turn the palm in, lower the arm down. Maybe roll the shoulder back a couple times. Lower your right hand and then just pause. Take a minute to observe your left side versus the right side. Maybe that means closing your eyes or softening your gaze. And just notice what you feel. Maybe you don't feel any change at all, and that's okay. Maybe one side feels a little longer, a little more stable. Now we're going to even things out going to the other side, so take the opposite hand across the heart. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can certainly leave the hand down. Just remember to keep your torso still so that we're not moving the whole body as we go through the exercise. So we're going to take the right hand to the shoulder, extend the arm out to the shoulder. Tap the shoulder, slowly work your way down the ladder. Continue to follow your gaze. There's nothing else you need to look at now. So watch the right hand as the arm goes wide and taps the left shoulder. All the way down till you meet the floor, the earth. The fingers are reaching towards the earth. And then you're slowly going to work your way up towards the sky. I like to think 6 steps at minimum is a nice reach here. But you might be comfortable with 4 or 8 or a different number. One side might need a little less than the other. Once you reach the sky level, stretch the arm long, come back to the shoulder, and slowly work your way back down until the right arm is at shoulder level too. Don't forget to continue to watch the hand as it comes over and taps the left shoulder. When you've reached the right arm all the way out to shoulder level, turn the palm in, lower the hand down, maybe roll the shoulder back down and away. And again, let the arms rest down, the fingertips pointing towards the earth. And just notice, maybe you feel through the side body, the shoulders, a little bit of a difference. And let's come to the neck. Now that we've done a little bit of a warm up for the neck, we'll just take a nice and slow yes and no. So we're going to take yes first, meaning we're going to lower the chin towards the chest, keep the spine long, and then start to draw the nose up towards the sky. Like you're nodding yes, really slow here. Moving with intention. Try not to roll the shoulders forward as the chin comes down. We'll just do 2 more slow yeses. Find your distance, bringing chin towards chest, nose and eyes towards ceiling. After this next one, once your gaze has gone back up towards the sky, bring the head back to neutral and take a nice slow no. Starting to look over your right shoulder and then the left. Keep the torso still, looking one way and then the other. One way. Now we're slowly saying no. One more time to each direction. Coming back to neutral. This time, take the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Notice if the whole body wants to lean. Come back up and then bring just the right ear towards the shoulder. Back to neutral and over to the opposite side. 3 more times. From neutral to one side, neutral to the other side. You find the distance that feels okay for you here. The spine is straight. The feet are grounded. Taking one more to each side. Then we're going to come to our last neck stretch to get started today. Bringing the head back to neutral this time. You might close your eyes if you want. You're going to take after you follow the instructions, or maybe even before the instructions. You're going to take the nose to draw little circles with the nose. So imagine you're just drawing and tracing this little circle on the wall in front of you with your nose. Again, the feet are grounded, the elbows are back, the shoulders are aligned with the hips, and you're just drawing a little circle with the nose one way 4 times. If 4 feels okay for you, maybe it's 2. And then after that way, change directions of the circles, go the other way. For 4, maybe the circles are starting to gradually get bigger, or maybe they were big to start and they're gradually getting smaller. Come back to neutral. Roll the shoulders back down and away a couple times and just breathe. Taking a breath or 2 here. Notice and feel into the body. And let's take a twist for the torso. It's up to you if you like to reach the arms up for the twist first. Many of the videos I suggest and guide that we lead the arms up and then twist to the right. For today, if you'd like to keep the arms down, I'll show that way. Maybe it's better for the shoulders that way today. We're going to inhale to lift. Exhale, twist to your right. So you're taking one hand to the opposite knee. The back hand might depend on what type of chair you're sitting in today. So if there's an armrest, maybe you're holding the armrest. If there's a back, like my chair, maybe you're holding the back. We don't want to go too far to start because this is going to be a moving, more dynamic twist. Keep that back shoulder down away from the ear. We're going to inhale, come a little bit back to center. Exhale and twist. 3 more times. Inhale like you're coming towards center. Exhale, draw the right ribs a little further to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. 1 more time. Maybe this time you go a little bit further. Inhale to center. Exhale, draw to the right. Let the head, the neck, the spine all stay in nice alignment. Be kind to your neck. And on the next inhale, slowly unwind. Nice. Take a little shake of the torso here. And we're going to go to the left or the opposite side of wherever you did that time. So we're going to inhale fully, feel the body fill up with breath, with movement, with energy, and then twist to your left. Opposite hand to the knee. The back hand might be by your hip, an armrest, the back of the chair. 4 times, inhale like you're starting to come towards center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale like you're starting to come to center. Exhale, twist. It's very subtle, taking 2 more. Inhale towards center, not fully. Exhale, draw the left ribs a little bit further to the left. 1 last time, inhale, gently towards center. Exhale, drawing towards the left, pause. And then start to unwind. Let the arms come down and shake out by the sides. Take the hands to interlace here, and we're going to bring one forearm up, getting a little bit of a wrist forearm stretch here. It doesn't have to be a big movement. So one forearm is kind of stacked over the other, and then we're going to flip them and go the other way. Nice. Switch one way. Last time the other way. And then interlace the hands. Start to press the heels of the hands away. Maybe you start to bring the hands up towards the ceiling. Give as much of a bend in the elbows as the arms choose to have. And then maybe the arms slowly come down to the front of the body, towards the legs. You might find one or a couple spots that feel nice in the upper shoulders or along the arms. And then coming back towards heart center, bring the hands back in and just take a couple circles of the wrist here. A couple times one way, and then change direction. Take a couple circles the other way. Great. Good time to grab your weights if you're using weights today. For the next 3 things, I will give the option of using the weights. So we're going to come to a star pose. If you'd like to stand for this, I'll always give a couple options of standing. So if you need to get out of your seat or you just feel like you want to stretch your legs and stand, you can stand up and let all 10 toes face forward. bringing your feet maybe a little bit wider than hips distance. So even sitting, you can see my feet are just a little wider than where my hips rest. And the arms are going to extend out. So a lot of times in Star, I'll show it this way. Today, I'm going to show the Star this way. Feel free to take either one, whether you have weights or don't have weights. Your Star might be pointing upwards or the arms might be extended here. We're going to hold and breathe. So hold, pause. If you have or do not have weights, another option may be to take little circles with the weights. Really small, really intentional. Keep breathing. And if you're doing these circles, you're going one direction right now. You're going to start to change direction, start to circle the opposite way. Nice, building up some strength within the arms and the shoulders. We have it for another breath or two. There's always the option to lower the weights and skip that. And then just pause, whether the arms are extended out to the sides or reaching up towards the sky. Pause and breathe here. For 2 more full breaths. Slowly, with control, start to lower the arms down by the sides. Nice and slow. Bring the elbows in, maybe circle out the shoulders. You can put the weights down if you want or leave them on the tops of your legs. And we're just going to take the torso to come forward and around. If you are standing, you could stay doing this standing, or you can come to a seat. So we're just drawing the ribs forward and around in some circles. The weights can be resting on the floor or on the legs. Change direction of your circles, going the other way. Like you're stirring a pot with your whole torso. The whole spine is nice and aligned here. And then come back to a neutral spine. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Your ears are over your shoulders. We're going to take the arms out to what we call cactus arms or maybe goalpost arms. Yours might be in this same direction, directly out to the sides. They might be a little closer into your body, and you might have weights or not have weights. From here, we're going to work the obliques a little bit. So working the side body more. We're going to lean towards the right, taking the right elbow in towards the right hip, and then pull yourself back up. Inhale, left elbow towards left hip. Pull yourself up. Continue to do this nice and slow. There's going to be a tendency to want to pick up the speed and go quicker. When we do that, a lot of times we're starting to let momentum work, and the muscles are not working as strong and as hard as we intend for them to. This is just as effective without the weights as it is with the weights. So by all means, if it's becoming heavy, lower your weights, come back to it, change the weight that you chose. We're going to do one more each direction to even things out. And then come back to center and lower the arms down. Maybe take a little shake of the arms, maybe lean forward if that feels good. Shake out the hips or the side body. Last thing with the weights, if you want the weights or don't want the weights, we're going to take the arms back out to the same place they were, but this time bring the elbows in like they're going to touch each other. You don't need to come all the way in. And then reach the elbows back out. Draw the arms in. Again, we're going slow. And pull the arms out. Maybe your forearms come all the way towards each other, and maybe there's quite a few inches in between. It doesn't make a big difference. Just notice where and how you feel this. Making adjustments to the weight choice if you need. We're going to take 3 more at your pace. Taking 1 more here. Draw the arms in like the elbows have magnets connecting, and reach the arms out real strong. Good. Start to lower the weights down. You can put them aside now. We don't need them anymore if you are using them. Just take a little sweep here. We're going to come to a little low back stretch. So if you have a back to the chair, you might shimmy forward a little bit. I'm going to turn sideways so it's a little clearer to see where I'm going with the back positioning. Again, there may be the option for you to reach your arms up with this or start with the arms down. We're going to take the hands behind and find a little back bend here. So locust pose, the hands could be interlaced or maybe even holding the back of your chair if you have a folding chair or a yoga chair. So think of the heart extending forward, little back bend. Maybe the gaze comes up. And then pause and hold. So this would be holding the back of the chair. Here the arms are interlaced, kind of easing the shoulders back, like the shoulder blades are squeezing together and the heart is opening and lifting. Continue to breathe. Maybe you're starting to hinge a little bit forward towards the belly, coming to the thighs. Or maybe you're seated up a little taller. Take one more breath here and start to release, shake it out. We'll do 2 more of those. So again, maybe you reach the arms up to sweep back, interlacing the hands to the chair or behind you. Maybe you have a strap that helps hold the hands together or a scarf. Open the heart, maybe gaze up. Full breath here. And release, shake it out. Take 1 more, maybe the arms come up to come into it. Maybe you hold the sides of the chair, and that might be a good option, especially if the first 2 have felt like enough already. Holding here might be enough on the shoulders, a little bit of back bending, so good, especially if you've been rounding the back forward at a desk or chair. And then start to melt the heart forward, extend the arms, coming to a seated forward fold. If you have blocks, this might be a point where you fold forward and rest the hands on blocks. If you're at a desk or have a table near you, you might be resting the hands on the desk. Just rounding the back, coming to the opposite motion of what we just did with the back bend. Take a deep breath in. Halfway lift, exhale, fold back down. Inhale, ground down through the feet, rise up through the arms. Exhale, take the hands down to the heart. Nice. If you have those blocks in front of you or the table or the edge of something that is similar height, so maybe around the shins height, you might keep it there. Not necessary. If you're in a folding chair and you have legs that you could hold on to, similar to the chair I'm in, that might work as well. We're going to come to a variation of crow. So crow is often done on the mat, balancing on your hands. Really strong for the shoulders, really difficult for balancing, or could be for some bodies. Today is going to be very strengthening and stabilizing. The variation here, we're going to take the feet to turn down. If this doesn't work for your ankles, then skip it and keep the feet here. So the feet are close together and the toes maybe are touching. If it's okay for you to roll the toes under, this is going to be a similar feeling as to child's pose on the mat. So we're getting this little stretch in the front of the legs. And then we're going to take the hands down to the blocks and really kind of ground the hands into the blocks, like they're holding our body up into the chair. Make sure your sitting bones or your seat is not lifting up out of the chair to the point where you're folding forward. And just feel this strength through the upper back and shoulders. Maybe with each breath, you feel yourself grounding a little stronger. Maybe you're holding the sides of the chair if that's what you have accessible, or a low setting of a table, or maybe for today, your hands are just on the tops of your legs. Staying with it for another 2 or 3 breaths. If at any point it's too much on the arms or the ankles, just take your time to come back out. And then slowly start to uncurl the toes, bring the feet back to the mat. Walk the hands back up, roll the shoulders out, maybe a couple big lifts of the shoulders up to the ears and back down, maybe a couple circles of your ankles if you had that option with the toes folded forward. You might take some circles or some pointing and flexing of the feet and start to bring the feet back to about your hips distance apart. Finding a seated neutral position. We'll now come to a couple cat-cows. We usually do that closer to the beginning of the practice, but today we're going to do it closer towards the end. So start to pull the hands back towards the upper legs, draw the chest forward. Exhale, round the back. Reach the hands towards the knees. Curl the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, reach back. Lift the heart. Lift the gaze. Pull the elbows back. And then exhale, round forward again. Take a couple more of these. If you had those blocks, you could even reach the hands further towards the blocks. And just feel how this feels through the upper body especially. Maybe the low back, the hips. Nice. Taking one more here. Good. Start to come back to a neutral place. We're going to take one more position before we close out our upper body strength, stability stretch today, coming to a variation of Warrior Two. So the next 2 weeks, we'll add in more yoga flows. I'll give one Warrior Two on each side, and then we'll close out the practice. So starting to turn towards your right side, you'll take your right toes to face the right side of your chair. Depending on what type of chair you're in and where your hips are feeling today, you might just keep this corner edge of the chair, extending the right arm forward and the left arm back. If you have the mobility and you want to extend the back leg all the way back, by all means, feel free to take that more traditional style, finding more of a stretch through the inner leg. That back leg, if it is extended, you're going to feel like the thigh is kind of turning down and in, and the whole pelvis is facing the same direction. The arms are open long, and you're gazing over the right fingertips. You might take those little circles again here of the arms, now without the weights, and just pause and breathe. Feel the strength working through the whole upper body. Feel the feet grounded. Again, maybe this leg is in, and we're in the same thing at this corner edge of the chair. Take the front palm, flip the palm, and reach the arm up. Maybe the gaze is looking up at the hand. I like to look down. I think it feels better on the neck, but you choose. Mostly we're looking at finding some stretch in the upper part of the body here on the right side. Use that core and arm strength to come back to Warrior Two. Bring your hands into your heart center. Walk the foot back in or both feet in and let the knees sway a bit side to side. Evening out the hips. We're going to turn to the other side. Now your left foot is at this angle. You might need to shimmy forward onto the corner edge of your chair. You might extend the back leg back or keep it bent at this corner edge. It's going to really just depend on your chair, your hips today. Start to extend the left arm forward, the right arm back. Nice and strong through the torso, strong through the arms. Notice if this back arm has dipped down. You don't have to look at it, just trust your body. Find the arms extend straight out from the shoulders. If that's not accessible or your arms are really fatigued already today, just keep the hands in at the heart. This is a great option too. Keep the gaze as if it's looking over the left fingers, that same direction. With the next breath, if the arms are extended, flip the front palm, reach for the side of the chair, reach the arm up, either following with the gaze or looking down towards your right foot, hip, side of the chair. Use the core and shoulder strength to lift yourself back up. Come back through your Warrior Two, long through both arms, and start to take the hands into the heart. Walk the foot back in. Shake out the hips, the knees. Roll out the shoulders. Maybe sway out the arms, the wrist. Open the arms wide, just like we started. Big inhale to open. Exhale, give yourself a little hug and a little massage down your arms. Maybe close your eyes as you do this and just rock in this hug. As you hold your arms, hold your torso, sending lots of gratitude and love to your entire upper body. From the top of the skull, down the head, the brain, the cervical spine, neck, upper back, mid-back, low back, all the way out the arms and shoulders and fingers. Starting to release the hug whenever you feel ready. Resting here in your final resting pose for as long as it feels good for you today, knowing that you could stay here and let all the benefits sink in. Or you can start to close out the practice by fluttering the eyes open if they're closed. Taking one last deep breath in, maybe the arms expand out. Big exhale, taking the hands into the heart center. With so much love and gratitude, thank you for joining week 4. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Please remember to like or subscribe or share this with anyone else who could use a little more upper body strength, stability, and stretch.